God bless everyone around the globe. This time, I will proceed with method number 5, which is superposition theorem. This is the original problem. I will just give you an introduction of superposition theorem. Here, we take the supply current or voltages one by one, and we will solve based on that particular voltage the different branch current. Okay, for voltage, you need to short circuit the other one. If you have two voltages, for example, this is 20 and 15. When I take 20 volts as active source, the other one will be shorted. Or if I will take this 15 volts as my active source, the 20 volts will be shorted also. How about for current source? For current source, for example, current source. If I will use this current source here, the other source is open. For example, this is also a current source. If I will take this as active current source, the other current source is open. For the voltage, the other source is shorted. That's only the difference. Then take the branch currents by applying the Kirchhoff, by applying the series parallel connection, or we call it current divider principle. I will show you in the example. Okay. For this given problem, I will take first 20 volts as active source. So I will shorten these 50 volts, as you can see here in the figure. Then I will solve for the branch currents. Considering the 20 volts, so I will consider this as prime, I2 prime, I3 prime, and I1 prime. If I will consider the second voltage, this will become I1 double prime, I2 double prime, then I3 double prime. Then, after we solve I1 prime, I2 prime, I3 prime, then I1 double prime, I2 double prime, and I3 double prime. We will take the summary of the direction of the current. Let's see if we will arrive with the same answer in the same as we got from the previous methods. I1 was 0.8, I2 was 0.2, then I3 was 1.0 ampere. Okay. From here, I will, this is, as you can see in the circuit, this is series parallel. So I will take the total resistance, R sub T. R sub T prime, considering the first voltage source. So that is RT prime is, by the way, I forgot to write the resistances. This is 15 ohms. Okay. This is in zero, so this is in parallel, so I can simplify this one as R total prime, considering the first voltage source, 20 volts as active source. Okay, so that is 10 plus, is in parallel, 15 and 12 are connected in parallel, so 12 times 15 over 12 plus 15. Let's calculate that one using the calculator. Okay. 12 times 15 equals, divide 27 equals, plus 10 equals. So that is 16 point. 16.667 ohms. Okay. By ohms I1 prime. This will serve as the total because the supply voltage is here, 20 volts. So I1 prime is equal to total voltage, 20 volts, divided by our total prime, 16.667. So 20 divided by 16.667. So 1.2. Okay. How about I3 prime and I2 prime? I will use current divider principle. Take note, it can be called current divider principle, current divider theorem, or current divider rule. So if I want to solve I2 prime, I2 prime is I1 prime, which is 1.2 multiplied by 12 divided by 12 plus 15. So value times 12 equals divide 27. So that is 0.5, 0.533. Okay, how about I3 prime? Over this one, so that is multiplied by 15. So I3 prime is 1.2 times 15 divided by 12 plus 15. So 1.2 times 15 equals divided by 27 plus. So that is 0.667 ampere. If you are doubt in your answer for these currents, you can check it here. So I1 prime must be the sum. I1 prime, yes, I1 prime is I2 prime plus I3 prime. I will add this one. So plus 0.5333, that is equal to 1.2. Okay, let us continue. A while ago, I considered 20 volts as active source. Now, I will consider 15 volts as active source, wherein current I2 is changed in direction together with I1. Since we are considering 15 volts as active source, I can consider this one now as I2 double prime, I1 double prime, and I3 double prime, because we are now at the second voltage active source. Okay. I will calculate the total resistance. This is 10 and 12 are in parallel in series with 15. So I arrive with an answer of 20.454 ohms. By Ohm's law, I can take the value of I2 double prime. I2 double prime is total voltage divided by total resistance double prime. So that is 0.733. Okay, I will apply current divider principle here. I1 double prime and I3 double prime. So I1 double prime is simply I2 double prime 0.733 times 12 divided by 10 plus 12. I arrive at an answer of 0.4 amperes. That is for I1 double prime. For I3 double prime, 0.33 multiplied by 10 divided by the sum 10 plus 12 and arrive with 0.33 ampere. Okay, let us summarize the values for branch currents considering 20 volts as active source and 15 volts as active source. These are the values. For I1 prime, 1.2, I2 prime, 0.533 ampere, I3 prime, 0.667 ampere, I1 double prime, 0.4 ampere, I2 double prime, 0.73 ampere, and I3 double prime, 0.33 ampere. These are the values. How about the directions of the currents? Here is the summary. So, for original current I1, the direction is going to the right. So, I put there to the right. However, I1 prime is going to the right. Check the previous circuit. Then I1 double prime is going to the left. So, if I will summarize this one, I1, original I1, this one, original I1 equals I1 prime. It follows I1 and I1 prime, then opposes minus I1 double prime. If I will solve I1, what is I1 prime? I1 prime is 1.2 minus I1 double prime is 0.4. So my answer will be 0.8 for I1, that is 0.8 ampere. Okay, next. Originally, I2 is going to the left, I2 prime to the right, I2 double prime to the left. So I will simplify this one. If I simplify this one, I2 equals I2 double prime minus I2 prime. So I2 equals I2 double prime. I2 double prime is 0.733 minus I2 prime 0.533. So the answer there is I2 is 0.2 ampere. Last. So all going down I3, so therefore I3 original is equal to I3 prime plus I3 double prime. So I3 equals I3 prime is 0.667 plus 0.333 I3 double prime. So therefore my I3 is 1.0 ampere. So to summarize, we got I1 using superposition theorem, I1 is 0.8, I2 is 0.2, I3 is 0.3. The same values that we got in the previous methods. Thank you for watching and God bless you all.